Wait, you are a makeup lover and you want to scroll past this video. This video is too detailed for you to miss. You know now, when it comes to brows, like take it 100. If you are new, welcome to my channel. Please join the family and subscribe. To achieve a neat brows, you want to make sure you carve your brows of your clients neatly, following the shape of the natural brows. So you brush the hairs up using your mascara wand. Then, as usual, I tame my brows using the edge control, the clear one, of course. If you don't have edge control and you have a brow tamer, you can use your brow tamer in brown or in neutral. But I love using this edge control, this particular one, by the way, because it's not as oily as the others. So if you use it, it tames the hair perfectly and then it dries down. So you use it with your mascara wand to brush the hair upwards. In this particular video, I did the brows before skin work, but in my previous videos I normally do skin work before brows. So next, I'm setting the eyebrow with a translucent setting powder. The essence of this is to just eliminate more shine from the edge control, like to dry out the brow area so it doesn't get oily over time. So you want to make sure you set the brows very well before going in with your brow gel. So for the gel, I'm using the Hagan Extra, the light shade of it, because she's very light. Then my flat angled brush, you already know the drill. I don't mess with my flat angled brush. So just make sure to put the gel at the tip of your brush. That way you will have a very thin and precise outline. Then you trace the brow, the outline from where the hair started from. Make sure you're not too far from the hair. If you take the outline far from the hair, it will be difficult for you to maintain the shape of your client brow. So always make sure you place your brush close, very close to your client's hair. Do the same thing upwards. I'm not trying to increase the shape and size of her brow, so that's why I'm maintaining her natural brow size. So I place the brush to very close to her hair. But if you want to make the brow wider, you can take your hands far from the hair. That is when you are doing the upper outline, but not when you are doing the lower outline. Then I shade lightly with what I have left on my angle brush. Note, do not refill. If you refill your brush while shading, then you get darker brows. So I'll turn to the other side and repeat the same thing using my very flat angle brush. Y'all know I like to clean my brushes in between. The reason why I clean the brush is to take off excess products from the brush and also flatten the brush further. Then I'll outline the other one too. You see how close the outline is to the hair, like very close. Do the same thing for the top. That way it will be easier for you to maintain the shape of your clients. Make sure the tail meets. Then you use the remnants of the gel on the brush to fill in the brows. Shade lightly like that. Do not refill your brush. Make sure you use what you have left. But if you want the brow darker, then you can refill your brush to shade. By the way, my client is so beautiful. Like she's so pretty and she has a fine skin. And the lashes, yeah, I did that. That is not an extension, by the way. Shading, still shading. You want to make sure your outline pops. Make sure your outline pops very well. It defines and beautifies the brush more. Next, I'm going to shade the brows with my pencil, my very sharp pencil. Do my strokes at the start line, then shade. I have another detailed brow video down, so you can also watch that one if you want. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to stay tuned to this channel. Watch my videos so I'll be more encouraged to bring out content. Then I'm using the Nuban concealer to conceal the brow to make it more precise and neat, using my flat round brush. Make sure to put your concealer at the tip of the brush. Also make sure that you are using the concealer to trace the outline of the brow. Do not deposit your concealer far from the brow. Do not deposit your concealer on the crease. Make sure you put it very close to the brow, starting from the brow bone, because that area needs to pop. So you want to make sure you put your first layer of concealer there. Don't just waste it somewhere else around the brow and then go back to the brow with an empty brush. No, your brow will not be neat that way. So my first scoop of concealers, I always make sure I put it directly at the outline where I want it, because that's where I need all the pop to be. So while you are concealing, make sure to be spreading your concealers downwards so it will be easier for you to blend when you are blending out. Maintain a straight line. Don't hang your hand on the air. Make sure your finger is resting on her face. If you are doing your brows after skin work, then be sure to wear your powder puff if your face is not matte enough, so your hand doesn't take off products while it's leaving the face. Spread your concealer downwards. Spread it down. You can spread to the eyelid if you want or not. This way it will be easier for it to blend. Then I cleaned my brush, flattened it, and went back with the concealer again for the other eye. Repeat the same process. Clean the outline, make it very neat, but do not forget the other eye. So you have to make sure you are watching the other one. That way you won't do something entirely different on the other eye. Some people forget that they've actually done something on the other brow, then they will just do this other brow as they like. It's going to be a lot difficult for you, because at the end of the day the brows are not going to look even, they're not going to look equal. So make sure you are always watching the other side so you don't do something entirely different. But if you draw the brow well from the beginning, like you draw the same shape, the same side, you're not going to have any issue with trying to balance both of them while concealing. What do you think? Do you think brow is difficult? Is it the most difficult thing when it comes to makeup? Please let me know in the comments, because most people are like, oh, they are challenging this makeup of a thing is brows. Once they believe once they know how to draw brows, they are makeup artists already. Like anybody that knows how to draw brows perfectly is already a makeup artist. Is that what you think? I don't know, but to me, I think there is a lot to makeup other than perfecting of brows. The fact that you know how to draw brows does not make you a makeup artist, or does not make you that good enough to start collecting money from people to slay their face. But you guys, let me know, what was the most difficult thing for you while you were learning makeup? Was it brows? Most of my students, the challenge they normally have is brows, and then brushes, mastering the brushes. So for the foundation, I'm using those two shades, Beauty and Classic. Mix them for the upper outline of the brow. Always start from the tail. That is how I do mine. I always start from the tail. If I conceal the tail first, it will be a lot easier for me to balance, the other outline with the tail. So that's how I teach my students, that's how I teach my girls, and they get it very easily. But if you can run yours down from the start line, that's fine. I do that as well, but I'm used to doing my tail first, then I connect it with the peak before going back to the start line. One particular challenge we need to talk about is, how do you guys do it? We makeup artists that are under 30, smallish in nature. How do people relate with you? How do you relate with people? Like, I don't know. I think it's something we need to talk about. I've had lots of experiences in that field, and is this something that reduces your self-esteem, or how do you take it when people be like, wow, you are small, or you are small, or are you the makeup artist, are you the boss? I don't know. It's something what we really need to talk about, and I'm going to be sharing my experiences and talking about it in the next video I'm going to upload. I'm going to upload the full look of this particular makeup next, and there I'll be talking about so many things. I'll be talking about my experience so far in the makeup industry and how I've been able to relate with people. You know, you've had students that are very bigger than you, I'm talking about in maturity, you know, in age, in size, you know. I mean, it's not a funny topic, but I think that's something we need to we need to really talk about here. So I'm just making sure my brow is neat and straight before going on to the other side. I usually stand by the left side of my clients when I'm working on the brows. I don't know, I'm not comfortable with standing at a front, so I stand by the left hand side, and then I stand in that position till I am done concealing the top part of both brows before I go back to her front to do the lower outline with the foundation. So I'm doing the same process I did on the other side. Conceal the tail first, then you connect it with the peak to the start line. Do not apply too much pressure when you are using your brushes. Be light-handed. If you are light-handed, everything, the brush will obey you. But if you apply too much pressure, like, you know, there's some people that when they are concealing the top of the brow, they drag the brush. You know, dragging the brush would be taking off products instead. So it's better you just place it on the skin and let it glide easily. You know, don't apply too much pressure on the brush when working. So I'll use the same foundation to trace the start line again. That way it will, you know, make the start line blend easily into the other part of the face when I'm putting foundation, particularly around the nose, you know, so the concealer won't be too bright at that part. So the same thing on both sides. This brow is so fine. It's giving. And this is it for the brow process. So guys, please, I beg you, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Please watch my videos. And this is it for the brows. Please stay tuned.